Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, May 31st. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I'll do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, FFIE. And overall, looking good in the sense of at least the bleeding has stopped. And I say that because when you factor in what the chart looked like late day on Wednesday, you can see that this thing was bleeding and bleeding really bad. But with the opening 30 minutes here on the day, you can see nice solid green candle. Now, sure, the price has pulled back from the peaks of that candle. But my point here is that the price is still up here compared to yesterday when the price was down there with a lot of that downwards pressure. So like I said, when I say bullish, I mean relatively speaking when you factor in what the chart was looking like and more so the momentum situation on Wednesday at the close. So far so good in regards to this level down here at 37 cents, holding strong as a support. Wasn't even tested today. Got close yesterday, but not today. So good to see that level hold. And that just remains a key level moving forward because just from a bottoming out standpoint, very basic logic here, as long as the price stays above 37 cents, then by definition, you can make the argument that the price is bottoming out. How so? Well, because the price has not violated any sort of lows. So like I said, basic logic there. In terms of areas of resistance, main battleground, if this thing is going to try to turn itself around and pick up some more upside momentum, in my mind, key level right there at the 75-cent mark. So keep an eye on that. You can see right here, essentially rejected the price, and then that's where the price got rejected this morning too. So keep an eye on that. But like I said, all things considered, I would say today, good, solid day, given the context of late day on Wednesday. Next one, NIO, very, very solid day today, gap up, and then spent pretty much the entire first part of the day essentially going straight up, finally acting the human here a little bit as the price is pulling back a little bit right there, but that's also what allows us to have a good solid pattern here put into play. So let's get this pattern drawn in. So we have our top portion of the resistance trend line right there, and then we have what I would consider the key area of support down around that level right there at that point. So let me change that to green to represent support and then maybe make the pattern easier to see. Let's keep it all the same color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the explosive move right here. A few golfers out there try to make it a little bit more visual. Put the golf hole down here, and this would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because it's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going upwards, but it also is more than plausible to think that if the price can consolidate out and then get a break up through that area, that the break right there could in and of itself create additional buying pressure. So if you like this price range down below $10, you like bull pennants, certainly keep an eye on NIO. Next one, HLTH, very, very ugly looking chart here, but for you longer time viewers, you know what I'm going to say next. There can be opportunity in the ugly. And what makes this interesting, so let me change this to green for this support, is that the price, yes, big pullback, but it's now approaching this former breakout spot right here at 0.0695. And basic rules in technical analysis state that former areas of resistance. So let's just first establish that this area was indeed a level of resistance, but when those are broken, they can tend to act as supports. Not guaranteed, but tend to. And as you see here, from where the price was all the way up here to this big old pullback, the price is now oh so close to that level right there. So like I've said, and we'll probably say a dozen more times, no guarantees, but is it at least plausible? Is it valid to think that the price could come down here, find some support, and then get somewhat of a bounce? And I just say somewhat of a bounce because even if it's just a dead cat bounce, relative to what's being risked, you could be looking at a very nice upside potential. So if you're good at honoring stop losses and being disciplined, if you're not, you shouldn't even be trading. But you definitely should not be trading situations like this. So like I said, if you like these situations where it's looking ugly, but it's also approaching a point where it looks like it could be some sort of bounce and you can be disciplined, certainly keep an eye on this one. Next one, ONMD, and same general idea here in the sense of, yeah, ugly in the sense of to think that there were some poor souls that were buying up around here and then to have this big old pullback. And right here, it always becomes a valid question to say, uh-oh, is this a gap and trap? Is this the beginning of the end? And it wasn't. The price at that point began to go sideways. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because there's a big pullback, just because the price started to go sideways, does not mean that for sure guaranteed the pullback is over and for sure guaranteed the price is about to curl back upwards. My point here is it becomes a whole lot more plausible at this point in time. Case in point, if the price was still dropping, I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like the price might be done going down, you'd be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally still dropping. But that's not the case here. It has at least started to go sideways. So guaranteed to go upwards? Of course not. Not a guaranteed bottom, but certainly makes a whole lot more sense. So key area of support right now moving forward, right there at 237. And then main area of resistance, if this thing has any sort of chance of building more upside pressure, right there at about $2.64. But like I said, big move up, nasty move down, but it is going sideways. So is this a healthy consolidation? Is the pullback over? Let's see what happens on Friday. Next one, MNTS. Probably should have put this at a different location because it's a pattern that I've already talked about, but let's once again get this pattern in play. And as I have said, I'm not trying to impress you. This is not some sort of great discovery on my part. I assure you, a lot of people have noticed this, and I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. It can definitely produce some very dynamic movement. So let's get all this one color: resistance, support, big move up, golf hole down here, another bull pennant pattern. I'd say the biggest difference here is this one happens to be a penny stock. So if you prefer to trade penny stocks and you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on MNTS. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live webinar. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down below in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching it at my website, there's an area on the page you can use to get signed up. Now, one special note, it is a genuine live event. So maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening. Maybe you're watching this on Friday morning and you missed it. Go ahead, send me an email and I would be happy to send you a link to the replay. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up. Bring your questions because there will be a Q&A session. So I'll be happy to talk about any sort of questions you have. But like I said, if you can't make it live, just drop me an email. Next one here, JCSE. Already have the pattern drawn into play here, but essentially just another bull pennant pattern. And I say essentially because I realize it doesn't look the exact same as the other bull pennants that we've talked about, but the general story, the general psychology is the same. That being big move up, got a bit of a pullback here. Now it just becomes a question of, okay, is this a healthy pullback? Is this something where it's going to consolidate out and then return back upwards? So like I said, I don't want to waste your time and repeat myself as I've already talked about bull pennants, but just a good variety to choose from here. So yeah, a bit of a pullback here as I speak, but all things considered, still within the context of that bull pennant pattern. Next one, MARA. And if you were to say, Clay, summarize this one for me very quickly, sideways channel pattern. And that's really, the correct way too. I don't mean to sound arrogant in that, but I mean, I'm not quite sure how else you could say this when you just look at the price history. So look at $19.80, bottom part of the channel. Behind my ugly mug right there, bounced, 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 bounced. So is it guaranteed to bounce? No, but can you at least see where I'm coming from when I say sideways channel pattern with the bottom being 1980? Hopefully you can see that vantage point. And then on the flip side of things, key area of resistance right up there, 2115 as that main area of resistance. You can see rejected, rejected, rejected. So right now moving forward, just a big old question mark of who's ultimately going to win out of this sideways battle. The bull is going to win with a break to the upside, or the bear is going to win with a break to the downside. Let's see what happens with it on Friday. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and all things considered, still stuck within the sideways channel. I am going to go ahead and get rid of that level. But now I will say that the top part of the channel, I would agree, has been weakened. Why do I say that? Well, you can see this morning, price broke above it, actually made a nice surge up above it, and then it was like somebody flipped off the switch, the momentum disappeared, and a nasty move down, and then wouldn't you know it, on the move back upwards, look right where it got rejected. You can't make this stuff up. Literally right at that red line. And back down it's gone. And I say all that because for those of you that have watched past videos, you know that I've had that red line in there for the past few days. So yes, unfortunately, 180.25-ish remains that very stubborn level of resistance. And then as far as the bottom part of the channel is concerned, 172.75. Now, the one good dynamic that Tesla does have going for it is when we took a look at these lows, notice what's happening. These lows keep getting higher and higher. So you do have some upward stair steps in play. It's just now a question of can these upward stair steps lead to a return back up that area of resistance and a break above it, but more importantly, staying up above it, because right here, broke above it, but could not stay above it. Let's see how it goes on Friday. Next one here, PLTR, and all things considered, good, solid chart. A little bit of perspective. I get it if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy within 7 seconds, well then yes, to buy and sell within 7 seconds, the chart's looking pretty bad for you because as of right now, there is no doubt about it, there is a pullback that's occurring. Now, if you care about the bigger picture point of view, well, part of that is caring about the bigger picture, meaning you're going to say, well, yes, Clay, that's fair. Right now, the price is pulling back, but because I care about the bigger picture, what was happening before this pullback? And you would say, whoa, look at this huge surge that the price made, which is now giving me the ability to draw this bull flag pattern. And it's as straightforward as that. Summarizing PLTR, 30-minute time frame, bull flag pattern. If you like bull flags, you like this price range, then here you go, enough said. Next one, TQQQ. And a very rough day on this one. Again, I need to do some house cleaning and just get rid of all these lines up here as they serve their purpose. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that level too. And then just make our first key update. And this is just based on a foundational rule and chart in which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So if this thing does try to get any sort of good quality bounce underway, that'll be public enemy number one, $64.15. And in terms of levels of support, again, you can't make this stuff up. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. Just go back in the video archive and watch. But you'll know and you'll see that I've had that line down there before. I didn't just throw that in there before I got recording. And look right where it bounced. So I don't say any of this to brag about myself. I say it to brag about charts. And I'll also say it to turn into a quick plug. Go get signed up for that free webinar or drop me an email. Because right here, a real life example on the power of charts. And also just to illustrate that moving forward, $62 remains a very important and very key level of support. So continue to watch that moving forward. Very, very interesting last 30 minutes. Big volume here. We have a hammer candle forming. So is this a leading indicator of a bounce to come? Let's see what Friday has to offer. Now I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders, as I invited earlier, go get signed up for this class. It'll be this evening, Thursday, May 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And like I said, it's live. So bring your questions and we will do a live Q&A. But if you can't make it, clay@claytrader.com. Send me an email and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay. Now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. We are now looking at the 4-hour time frame, not the 30-minute. So each one of these represents 4 hours. And I like to do the 4-hour time frame because Bitcoin is open 24/7. So that'll keep this video relevant for as long as possible. And really not a whole lot is going on with Bitcoin from the big picture standpoint. And for those that have watched past videos, you know that we've been talking about and following this bull pennant pattern right here. So right now, still just chopping within the pattern itself. But let's just assume you're watching this video 20 hours from now. Question number one you need to ask yourself is basically we're just making sure that the price is at minimum still within the pattern. So question one, is the price still above 65,850? If you're saying yes, it's above there, great. Next question, is the price still below that trend line right there? If you're saying, yeah, it is still down below there, that's fine. If that's how you're answering the questions, all that just means is this broader consolidation is still occurring. Now, if you find yourself answering the question either way, either the question that the price is actually up above that line or down below this level down here, well, up here, that'd be a very bullish situation for Bitcoin. How bullish? Well, how far above that line is it? Flip side is true. Any sort of question where the price is down below that level, how far down below it? The further down below it, the more bearish the situation has all of a sudden become. But as of now, like it's been the past few days, we remain in this consolidation within that bigger bull pennant pattern. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader because what you'll learn about in this free class can and definitely should be used within the world of Bitcoin and crypto. So go get signed up for the free webinar. It'll be, like I said, this evening, Thursday, May 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And bring your questions for the live Q&A. And also clay@claytrader.com if for whatever reason you're not able to make it live. So definitely go get signed up. And then as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, if you hit that like button, leave a comment below. If you have a request for a future top 10, leave that down in the comment section also. So thanks for watching. Go get signed up for the free class and hopefully I'll be seeing you here in just a few hours.